Temperatures are chilly and get ready for the wind. Right now it's not too bad, but winds will ramp up, gusting up to 40 miles per hour, especially this afternoon. But currently it's 43 in Central Park, spots north of the city, still above freezing overall, except for Liberty, 25 for you, Montgomery 38 and 39 in Cold Spring. Danbury, you're up to 42, Morristown 39 and 41 in Islip. Current winds are light for now out of the northwest, only down to 2 to 5 miles per hour, but things will ramp up late this morning throughout this afternoon, turning blustery. Skies are partly to mostly cloudy. Most of this moisture is pushing out of here, except for a lingering sprinkle or flurry in Ulster and Dutchess County, maybe more of the same in Sussex County that will continue to push out of here. So it turns mostly sunny, and that only takes us up to high temperatures in the low to mid 40s, but you want to dress more so for the 30s. Heather?
Okay, so we're looking at this commuter alert in Brooklyn on the Gowanus inbound from Fort Hamilton Parkway to 3rd Avenue. It is construction and it is causing some really heavy delays. They moved this camera around, but that's okay. We can see that only one lane is open here, and that is, look at them, they're moving the camera. I think they're doing it for me. You can see that we have some really heavy delays as you come up the BQE Gowanus Expressway, just where it starts connecting with the BQE. So at this point, it's 16 minutes to go about 4 miles. You're averaging 14 miles per hour. Then on Route 18 north of Ferris Street, that is construction in East Brunswick. All lanes are subject to closure. We do have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Pedro, Charlene, over to you.
All right, thanks so much. And 7 minutes away from weather and traffic together. So at least things are dry today for your morning commute, but get ready for a winter-like feel. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s and the 40s, and the breeze is light, but that will change by late morning, lasting throughout this afternoon. So high temperatures near 46 will feel more like the 30s, all because of winds that could gust up to 40 miles per hour. So highs are still below normal in the low to mid 40s, 46 in the city and 41 in White Plains. Morning cloud cover will also give way to more sunshine. Riverhead 45, Coram 44, and Smithtown 44. But once again, dress for the 30s, all thanks to gusty northwest winds. For your Tuesday weather wellness, good air quality, high pollen levels, and UV index of 6. Tomorrow, temperatures in the upper 40s. It's not going to be as breezy. 50 on Thursday with increasing clouds and rain late Thursday into Friday. Heather?
All right, so we're looking at the RFK Triborough Bridge, Brittany, and you can see how nicely that traffic is moving. No major issues to report as you head out for your commute this morning there. Now, unfortunately, the Gowanus inbound, we did have some construction, but it looks like that construction is picked up and put away. So that is the fortunate situation here. But you still have some delays as you come onto the Gowanus Expressway off of the Verrazano Bridge. So 10 minutes to go over the Verrazano Bridge up onto the BQE where it merges with the Gowanus Expressway. We have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Pedro, Charlene, over to you.
Thanks so much.
Played in snow yesterday in Detroit. It was literally snowing during
So what are you
the
trying
game.
to say?
So, no, what I'm trying to say is, you know, it's brutal to play baseball in those conditions, and it's smart to move the game up.
Okay,
He's not being shady.
No.
You know, I never know.
No. I will say this. We could play for the Mets, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, we could?
Yeah. You can give me like 20 grand to strike out. I can do that all day.
20 grand? That's it?
Yeah.
You could ask for a whole lot more, but
I know Juan Soto got a lot of money.
a lot of money. Wow. Baseball. Yes. Right. So they're moving the game up. You agree with this decision?
Yeah, but I just wish the forecast was better this afternoon. Still not great. At least things are dry for the earlier time this afternoon, starting at 4:10. But look at these temperatures in the 40s, 45 by first pitch, and 41 towards the end of the game. But you want to dress more so for the 30s because winds will start to ramp up this afternoon, gusting up to 35 to 40 miles per hour. So it's going to feel more so like 36 to 37 instead of the 40s throughout the game. Currently, skies are still mostly cloudy, and we're in the 30s and the 40s all across the tri-state, 43 in the city, and winds are near 5 miles per hour. Temperatures 41 in Fordham, East Village 43, New Dorp 42, and Ozone Park, you're starting out at 43. Temperatures mainly above freezing, 39 in Andover and Poughkeepsie 41. So the breeze isn't too tough to take. It's out of the northwest, ranging from 2 to 5, but this isn't going to last for too long. Once this cold front moves offshore, that's when wind speeds start to crank up. Late this morning, especially this afternoon, that's when we'll really feel the difference with northwest winds gusting up to 35 to 40 miles per hour. Maybe some isolated spots getting closer to 45. Skies are quiet overall, except for a few leftover flurries now popping up near Sussex and Warren County. Also a snowflake or two and sprinkle in Ulster and Dutchess, but that will continue to taper off from northwest to southeast, and you can see that moving off to the east as well. There is a cold front moving through, pushing all of this moisture finally offshore. Behind this front, high pressure takes over, and that's why things will be dry today. Futurecast showing more sunshine this afternoon, but that sun does little to warm us up because temperatures only top out in the low to mid 40s, and that's still over 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year, and dress for the 30s. This evening, skies clear and overnight low temperatures dip down in the 20s and the 30s. Tomorrow morning, another winter-like feel early tomorrow. The only change is that Wednesday afternoon, we'll see more sunshine and it's not going to be as breezy, so we do get a break from blustery winds. The bigger picture showing high pressure moving offshore, and that allows moisture to return Thursday and to Friday thanks to this next storm system that comes in. This will be a slow mover too, so rain will linger on Saturday, potentially on Sunday, just depending on how fast that pushes out of here. But today, drying out, turning sunny, 46, also turning windy, with winds sustained 15 to 30, gusting near 40 miles an hour. Tonight, below freezing, dropping below freezing, 31 in the city, the 20s in the suburbs, still breezy. And tomorrow, 48, below normal, mostly sunny, but it's not going to be as windy. For the rest of the 7-day forecast, temperatures remain below normal on Thursday, 50, clouds increase, and then we'll see the return of rainfall Friday into Saturday, 56 on Sunday and 64 by Monday. Heather?
All right, Brittany, so if you're planning on going to Queens, unfortunately, we've had some construction going on here on the Van Wyck North at Hillside Avenue, and there's now an accident out there, but I'm not seeing a lot of delays as a result of that. At Koch, 59th Street Bridge, if that's where you're commuting, going from Manhattan over to Queens or vice versa, you can see that that traffic is moving just fine. No major issues to report there. Now, we're also taking a look at what's happening here. This is the Cross Bronx Expressway. So if you're a Bronx commuter, no major issues on the Cross Bronx. For now, we'll keep our fingers crossed. We have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Shirlene and Pedro, over to you.
All right, Heather.
Drying out after multiple rounds of rainfall since Saturday, but now it's turning chilly. So temperatures this morning mainly in the 30s and the 40s, and we have a light breeze, but winds will start to pick up late this morning, especially throughout this afternoon, gusting up to 40 miles an hour. So that's going to make high temperatures in the low to mid 40s feel more like the low to mid 30s. So get ready for the 30s. That's what you want to dress for. Even though skies are currently mostly cloudy, we'll see more sunshine. That really doesn't do much to our temperatures, only taking us up to 34 in Thompson, Rocky Hill 39, Ramapo 41, and also 40 degrees in Monroe. So for the Mets game, it's been pushed up, the timing 4:10 because of chilly temperatures. By first pitch, 45, 41 towards the late innings, but it's going to feel like the 30s all because of gusty northwest winds near 35 to 40 miles an hour. Tomorrow, more sunshine again, the upper 40s, not as breezy. And then Thursday, 50, clouds increase. We'll see our next round of rainfall Thursday and to Friday, and some of that could last through the first half of the weekend. Of your full 7-day forecast coming up. Heather?
All right, Brittany, we do have this breaking
Yes, congrats to them, but you really feel for the other team.
You do.
You can see the emotions there.
Especially after how they beat Duke.
Yeah.
And, oh, man.
I thought it was like their moment,
Yes.
right?
Brittany's SEC. She doesn't. You don't. No.
Oh, no, so you don't do this.
Absolutely not.
Okay, let's talk about our AccuWeather forecast because, you know, we got some chill and wind in the forecast.
But the good news is we are drying out, so your commute is not as messy this morning. So we'll start with that. But yes, turning chilly and pretty windy. We'll really feel the difference late this morning throughout this afternoon, but the breeze isn't so bad as soon as you step outside. It's 43 in Central Park. Winds are near 2 miles per hour in the city. Temperatures in the upper 30s and the lower 40s. Hanover 39, also Newark 44, Hoboken 43, and good morning in Bergenfield 40 for you. Oakland down into the upper 30s. It's 40 in Sussex and 40 degrees as well in Poughkeepsie. Northwest winds are just ranging from 2 to 5 miles per hour up to 6 in Montauk, but it doesn't stay this way. Winds really start to ramp up late this morning, especially throughout this afternoon. So that's when we'll have to deal with gusts approaching 40 miles an hour, maybe even 45 in some isolated locations. That's going to make it feel even cooler outside. Skies are partly to mostly cloudy, and there's a leftover flurry. Radar is showing a few flurries popping up near Jefferson and Mount Olive. Not sure if that's hitting the ground, but don't be surprised if you see a snowflake or two near Morris County throughout your morning commute. The bigger picture showing this cold front finally moving offshore, pushing and just taking the moisture with it. Behind it, high pressure will settle in, but that pressure difference is one of the reasons why winds will start to really crank up by midday, lasting throughout this afternoon. So skies will continue to clear. The sun does little to warm us up thanks to chilly northwest flow. Temperatures only hit the low to mid 40s, and that's once again below normal for this time of the year. And tonight turning chilly again with overnight low temperatures in the 20s and the 30s. For the rest of Wednesday, sunny with below normal high temperatures in the upper 40s, but at least it's not going to be as breezy tomorrow. The bigger picture showing high pressure moving offshore, but then this next area of low pressure and a warm front and a cold front gets closer. That brings in rainfall late Thursday throughout the day on Friday. This will once again be a slow mover, so some of this rain could hang around through the first half of the weekend. And for Sunday, temperatures still in the 50s. Today, 46, turning windy and sunny. Sustained winds out of the west-northwest 15 to 30, gusting up to 40. So this 46 will feel more like the 30s. Tonight, 31, dropping below freezing around most of the tri-state, including the cities in the 20s and the suburbs. That's why there is a freeze warning that includes the city and portions of northeast New Jersey and Nassau County because it's still the growing season. That's in effect tonight, lasting through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So make sure to cover your sensitive plants. Tomorrow, 48, sunny to partly cloudy, not as breezy. And for the rest of the 7-day forecast, temperatures remaining below normal on Thursday. 50 clouds increase, wet again Friday into Saturday. And we could maybe see a little sun coming out late Sunday with highs near 56 degrees. Heather?
All right, Brittany, we're going to take a look at what's happening here. This is a new accident that we just learned about. This is on I-78 as you go through Hillside. The express lanes of 78 going westbound right as you get to the Garden State Parkway. That's where we do have a tractor trailer crash. So those local lanes are closed down. Definitely head with those express lanes. The Garden State Parkway south right near exit 172. That is an accident. Now check out the Gowanus. As you go onto the inbound side, it's a sea of brake lights, and it's all because of this stall right before the Prospect Expressway. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect. Pedro, Charlene, over to you.
All right, thanks so much.